Hi, this is Ron Chapman, and I'm delighted to introduce Dr. Gurusahai Khalsa, which I don't take lightly because I don't let many people touch my body. And Gurusahai is one of those. He's what I would call a deep practitioner, a student of his craft. Uh, the first thing that struck me about you, Gurusahai, was when you talked to me about holism. So what do you mean when you talk about a holistic practice?
What we try to do is get the whole body balanced. We're made up of chemical, structural, emotional sides. And if somebody has a low back pain, and we think, okay, well, that's structural. What I find sometimes is their digestive system is off. So we need to look at the chemical side. Sometimes I find chiropractic works wonderful. That would be structural, or massage might be better, or exercise might be better. But sometimes I find acupuncture might be better too. So that's more on the emotional or energetic side. So a holistic practice in my mind is when you balance all the different aspects of the person to get them better.
So you got to run into a lot of skepticism. I mean, as soon as someone comes in with back pain, Gurusahai, and you say, oh, it's a digestive disorder, they got to go like, oh, come on, are you kidding me? Come on, this is about my back. I mean, how do you deal with that?
You reminded me of a story. I had a guy come in once on a bike in a black leather jacket, the whole thing. And he had just hurt his back, and he said, the only reason I'm here is my wife made me come. And I went, okay, this is going to be a challenge. And the way he described everything to me, what I decided was he did have something in his gut that needed fixing first. He said, what are you doing? My back's the problem, fix my back. And I said, we got to do this first. Just lay there. Your wife trusts me. Just lay there. We'll work on this. And actually with him, I said, all I did was that. And I said, get up and walk around. And he goes, like, what did you do to me? It's already so much better. And then I said, okay, now lay down. Let me touch your back. So I just kind of meet people where they are and try to lead them where they want to go.
You used a word that had actually popped into my mind before you used it, which is trust. I mean, that is huge, especially, given the history of chiropractic where, it used to be considered quackery and so forth. How do you establish trust? Because I think that's one of your pieces of currency in your practice.
I think the way that happens is I listen to people. I always have this picture in my mind that people come in, and when I meet them, they're going to say, that was the best exam I ever had. The person listened to me. The person knew what my problem is. I finally found a doctor who heard me. So I think that's a big part. And I try to talk to people in English, not in medicine. So I try to explain to you, this is why this problem is happening. This is why that problem is happening. And then the other thing is most of my practice is made up of referrals. So people get stories from other friends that already starts that trust going.
That fits, because that's why I'm here talking to you, because I keep telling people about you. It's like, I got this guy, and he's really good, and you can trust him. Now, you mentioned that there are like three pillars to this deal. You mentioned three kinds of practice. Would you want to summarize those for our listeners?
So what we do, we spend a lot of time with chiropractic, structural. We spend a lot of time with acupuncture, which would be more energetic. And we spend a lot of time with nutrition, because what you feed your body or what is in your body that needs to come out, toxins, and using all three of those, that's how we get the best results.
Well, we'll do a deep dive into each and every one of those in some following segments. And listeners, you're welcome to drop in and listen to some of that more material. But I guess what I want to wrap this up with is a question to you. I gave you a lot of credit for being a deep practitioner, someone who's a student of your craft. Why is that, Gurusahai?
Well, somehow I convinced you of that. I was thinking about the things we need to do to be successful in life. And you always hear exercise and sleep and meditation and all those things. And just yesterday, thinking about that we were going to be interviewing, the other thing is you have to have a really good teacher. And I spend a lot of time at seminars. I keep studying. It's my love. It's my passion. It's my hobby. So I think that's partly why I'm a good doctor.
I'm glad you said that, because that is one of the things that has impressed me about your practice and you, is the times you've come back and said, Ron, I went off and did some research on this, or I took a class on this. I've got something more to bring to it, which which tells me that you're treating me and my situation with a lot of regard, which I think ultimately is what all of us are looking for when we invite someone to take care of us.
Absolutely.
So there'll be more material to come. Thanks for tuning in.